Listen to the drum sounds.
Let's take them for the wine seat. We shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at wine seat. Battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, wine seat. Wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the wine seat with it. Gotta know what to expect. Yeah, wine seat. Yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, wine seat. Last year we gave the folk the key to the wine seat. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the wine seat? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Ayy, yeah, this is where it started at. Where your skills, where your rank, where your heart at. Where your fans, where your coaches, where your squad at. It's how you finish up the drill, it don't matter where you start at. Hey, this is where all the gangs get litty. Hey, yeah, tell me who gon' take it back to they city. Yeah, hey, this is where all the greatest teams be. Game week, yeah, you know where to find me. Let's take them for the wine seat. You shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at wine seat. Battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, wine seat. Wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the wine seat with it. Gotta know what to expect. Yeah, wine seat. Yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, wine seat. Last year we gave the folk the key to the wine seat. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the wine seat? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Ayy, wine seat. Can anybody beat rare breed at the wine seat? Voodoo going 4 or 5P at the wine seat. Big zip, solid concrete at the wine seat. Adamsville coming back to eat. Yeah, wine seat. Bessemer got 2 different teams in the wine seat. Them Buckeyes gon' crush them by the dreams at the wine seat. Them beat that cause it ain't no in between. Hey, who leaving out of Florida with that ring? Let's take them for the wine seat. We shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at wine seat. Battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, wine seat. Wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the wine seat with it. Gotta know what to expect. Yeah, wine seat. Yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, wine seat. Last year we gave the folk the key to the wine seat. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the wine seat? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Yeah, you know where to find me. Let's take them for the wine seat. We shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at wine seat. Battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, wine seat. Wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the wine seat with it. Gotta know what to expect. Yeah, wine seat. Yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, wine seat. Last year we gave the folk the key to the wine seat. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the wine seat? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Ayy, wine seat. Can anybody beat rare breed at the wine seat? Voodoo going 4 or 5P at the wine seat. Big zip, solid concrete at the wine seat. Adamsville coming back to eat. Yeah, wine seat. Bessemer got 2 different teams in the wine seat. Them Buckeyes gon' crush them by the dreams at the wine seat. Them beat that cause it ain't no in between. Hey, who leaving out of Florida with that ring? Let's take them for the wine seat. We shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at wine seat. Battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, wine seat. Wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the wine seat with it. Gotta know what to expect. Yeah, wine seat. Yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, wine seat. Last year we gave the folk the key to the wine seat. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the wine seat? Pull up and I get out here and freeze.
Yo, 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 yo. We are here, right? Welcome to another edition of Football Uncut. I'm here tonight, Clayton Guillory. And as you guys see, man, I got somebody special on the show tonight. I got somebody a little bit different. He's somebody that's very entertaining, very knowledgeable on the youth football scene. Corey Darius, not Darius, Darius Jefferson is in the building. Corey, talk to the people, man. Welcome to the show tonight, my boy.
Man. Thank y'all, man. First time being on the show. You know, y'all was telling me not to be nervous. I am, man. But we're going to rock with it. We're going to lean with it. We're going to rock with it. We're going to lean with it. We're going to rock with it, man. We're going to make it happen, man.
Hey, man, no reason to be nervous tonight, man, because we're finna talk about some great youth football, right? We're finna talk about the best kids in the country, right? Everything is building up as we talked about. We're getting closer and closer to July 31st, you know, and everybody knows what's going down. It's the Youth National Championship Preseason Nationals, July 31st through August 3rd in Millbrook, Alabama, right? We are talking about 6U is sold out. 7 you was full, 8 you was full, 9 you was full, 10 you was full, 11 you was full, 12 you was full. We only have room on 13U and 14U. That's how packed this event is, man. And when I'm telling you, Cora, we've got high-powered teams from top to bottom. Without a doubt, whoever comes out of these brackets as the preseason national champion, without a doubt, is going to be the number one team in the country. I mean, there's no way to debate it because, man, these boys, man, when I tell you it's some heat in this thing right here, Corey, I mean, you really have to look at it. And I know, so tonight, folks, we're going to dig into it a little bit, right? People have been playing preseason games, especially up in Atlanta. You know, I talk to the Voodoo staff almost every week, man, and every week they keeping me updated on the scores and how a team was close at halftime, and then Voodoo, you know, gave it to their third and fourth leg and stretched it out and blew the team out, right? But as these teams start to practice, as these teams start to prep, as they start to get ready, man, it's going to be interesting to see who can put it all together by the end of July, Corey. You know, I mean, but as we dig into these brackets, you're really going to see, man, it's some high level talent out there, but it was also some people that's ducking. It's also some people scared. So tonight, as we dig
Some
into
people put
each
their
age
track shoes
level,
back on.
thought they was Jesse Owens. Thought they was Jesse Owens. You know what I'm saying? So as we dig into it tonight, man, you know, we're going to talk about the teams that have stepped up to the plate with their automatic bids, solidified their spot. But then we're also going to talk about some teams, man, that's going to act like they didn't get the email, going to act like they didn't get the text message, going to act like they didn't see the online posting that they got an invite, and going to look real confused or try to look confused to their parents on why they're not in Millbrook, Alabama. And here's the crazy part, bro. Here's the crazy part, bro. There are 2 or 3 teams. Parents done booked Airbnbs. I don't know if they done booked flights, but they have invested money on being there, and their head coach ain't got the guts to tell them, man, I didn't solidify the spot. We are not registered, which is crazy. Now, I know you've been on the youth football scene for a minute. As a head coach, Corey, how do you handle a situation like that, brother?
So first of all, you don't put yourself in a type of situation like that. If you know that you're not equipped, you're not ready for it, for the smoke, you don't put yourself off in there. But you know, turning around and tuck and tail is kind of hard. You know, we talk about this all the time. Teams on a national level, on any level, the first thing you need is parents that's bought in. So if your parents are already bought in, ready to pay the ticket to get to Alabama to show off the talent, it's kind of iffy if that coach really got I ain't gonna say the gall, but really got to come with it, man. Like if your parents is down, then you got to be down.
And that's the sad part about it, man. I think a lot of times, man, these parents want it more than these coaches are. These parents may be a little bit more confident than the coaches are, right? So couple things I have on the plate before we dig into these brackets and let people know who is ready to step up to the plate and who faking the funk, right? Let's talk about the event itself, right? So for those of you that have not been informed, or maybe you haven't received the information from your head coach or from your team mom or your org administrator, however you have it structured, right? Again, games will start on Thursday, July 31st, right? Games run all the way through Sunday. This is a 2-game guaranteed tournament. All games are going to be 4-quarter, 10-minute regulation clock, right? Just like normal. We are battling to see who is the best in the country right now, starting out the season. Now, if you go to the preseason nationals and you don't do well, that doesn't mean that you are out of it, because Space City is a perfect example, Corey. They went to preseason nationals last year. They didn't win it. But come December, they were in the national championship game in a very close and probably the most entertaining game of the year with Rare Breeds in the national championship. Man, talk about how those guys kind of restructured things from preseason towards the end of the year, Corey.
Well, what I think is that, you know, if your end goal is to be in the YNC in December, I think you got to start in preseason, right? And the reason you want to start there is so that you can have you got to be able to test yourself, test the waters. Are you a national team, right? And a loss don't mean you're a national team. It's about how you get back to the drawing board, and then you get out there and you coach. It's all about coaching, and what you saw in that national championship. You got to coach. In that national championship game, it was a lot of coaching going on. It wasn't the same Space City that you saw, 4 or 5 months ago. So, they went back to the drawing board and they made it happen for their team. Like, and I think most coaches are running from that. They don't want that first loss, and then they want to come to YNC at the end of the year, like, oh no, we didn't beat all these people, but when it's time to line it up, you need to get out there and line it up.
Most definitely, man. And I'm ready for it. We're talking about over 80, almost 90 teams in one spot. We're talking the best teams in the country. We're talking about teams that have a solidified resume. And we're talking about teams that has said, hey, we want to step up to the big stage. Maybe you don't know about us. Maybe you don't know our resume, but we are going to plant our flag as one of the best teams in the country, right? So, again, like we talked about, guys. Now, here's the thing that's a little bit different. I think everybody believes that every age group was going to be structured with an 18 bracket. I got teams calling me talking about, hey, you know what? Can we just come in on Friday, because it's only 8 teams, whoop de whoop de whoop. Guess what? It's not just 8 teams, guys. It's not just 8 teams. Most of our age brackets are 10 to 12 teams. So what does that mean? That means it's a good chance that you'll be playing on Thursday. So the event is from Thursday to Sunday. Go on and get down there on Thursday. Now, we're not making you come in on Wednesday for certification like we would at Nationals. But my recommendation is this. If you come in on Thursday, you need to get there as early as possible, because certification for every team will be 90 minutes before their first game. All right. Now, so my recommendation still would be maybe come in Wednesday, but if you're coming in Thursday, make sure you're mindful about what your travel is. Here's the great thing about this venue that we have in Millbrook, the fields at 17 Springs, right? Number one, it's 13 minutes right outside of Montgomery, right? From my understanding, depending on what traffic looks like, it could be an hour to hour, 15-minute drive from Birmingham. And for those of you that you got the Delta miles, you want to take advantage of the Delta, right? Fly right on in Atlanta, and it's a 2-hour, 15-minute drive from the A. So there are plenty of opportunity to get there. Plenty of opportunity to get there. Corey, from what I understand, they told me you private jetting right into Montgomery, man. How did you set that up?
I wish I was private jetting. I'm not, but I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. So however I get there, I'm getting there. It's YNC preseason, man. This is a pinnacle. This is how everybody starts your season off. It's a lot of like you said, it's a lot of tournaments and people playing football right now, right? So if anything, you want to be at the best. YNC is the best, and that's where you want to be. Even if you don't want to be here in December, test yourself. Test yourself. Get out there and come and play some hard-nosed football.
So here's the deal. As we talked about, 2-game guarantee, right? So ideally, what you want to do when you step up in the YNC, you want to register, get certified on Thursday, and the goal should be to win on Thursday, right? And then you have to win again on Friday, and then you have to win again on Saturday, and then those preseason national championship games are all going to be on Sunday. We're going to run all 5 fields the whole time. So here's the great part, guys. We don't plan on keeping y'all late on Sunday. We know some of those babies got to get back to wherever they are for school on Monday. We know some of you guys have travel arrangements. So if all runs well, by Sunday, by 2 p.m., we should be done. We should be done. All preseason national champions should be crowned, and everybody can get on their way to where they need to go. But the thing is, getting there Thursday and getting your kids acclimated to the atmosphere. There's no atmosphere like the Youth National Championship. None at all, right? In addition to that, man, battling through the gauntlet. You're going to have to play game after game after game. Coaches, you're going to have to coach game after game after game. So you can't be in the strip club at night. You need to be prepping for your next game. If you out there throwing them dollar bills, you liable to be heading home the next day too. And that's what a lot of these guys don't understand, especially when you're new to the Youth National Championship, Corey. The atmosphere is different. The kids react different under that pressure, under that atmosphere, right? And I say it all the time. There's nothing like the YNC walk. when you coming through that front gate with your music blaring, or you walking into your stadium,
Yeah.
into your field, there's nothing like that YNC walk, man. That YNC walk, coaches, team moms, team, through the crowd, through all the fans, man, that really sets
Have
the
people
tone
turning
for
their
the whole
head,
event.
everybody trying to see who walking in. They coming in with their uniforms. I mean, it's a dope experience. It's a dope experience. And let's be honest, every coach tell the kids what? This a business trip. Ain't no swimming. It's a business trip. Coaches tell kids that all the time, man. Coaches, y'all take y'all own advice, man, and get out there and strap up them cleats. They wear cleats now, Clayton. They don't wear Jordans. They wear cleats.
You know what? Hey, at what they call them, the YNs? Yeah, them YNs, they coach
The
in cleats, don't they?
YN. Yes.
Oh boy, why your girl do you like that, Corey?
From a potato though? How did that even pop up? Thank you, Kim.
Dang, Corey,
I love that Kim jump in.
why she do your Wi-Fi like that, dog?
I don't know, man. This is the fiber, G fiber. I guess it ain't G in. I guess I don't know.
If I hey you're on the fiber F tonight. Fiber F. All right, man.
It's fiber
So
F.
let's get this. We'll get this thing started, right? So, guys, what we're gonna do? We're gonna start with 6U. We're gonna work all the way on up. We're gonna talk about the teams that got invites that locked in. We're gonna talk about how many teams is in each bracket, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about the teams that didn't step up to the plate, right? So, as of right now, if you're wondering who really locked in and who's really faking the funk on 6U, AG gonna put them up and show them who locked in they spot from the automatic bids. So now, as you take a look here, guys, now remember, this is an 18 bracket, right? And there are really 4 teams that we gave automatic bids to. I'm going to tell you right now, the 18 bracket is full. 18 bracket is full. So, locked in all 4 of their automatic bids on 6U. You have the Municipal Raiders, you have the Bessemer Tigers, you have the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, and you have Atlanta Elite Wolfpack. My question for you, Corey, and I'm not going to release it yet because we need to leave a little mystery to this. What 4 teams in the country do you honestly think says they're going to step up to the plate to battle these guys right now?
Man, if you're looking at this, 6U is always that age group that you'll get a team that come out of anywhere. But you see his programs off in here, right? And these programs that ain't ducking no smoke. ATL Elite, they're there, right? Hurricanes, they there, and they be there on multiple age groups. Bessemer, come on, everybody talk about Big Bessemer. And 6U is usually 6 and 7. This is when they really bring a lot of talent and a lot of kids out of from flag, tackle, whatever. And they bring them out. So Bessemer's there, and then the Raiders on the street, they come with some hitters.
And the one thing about the Municipal Raiders is they come in with a high resume because from what the powers that be say, this was the number 1 5U tackle team in the country last year. So the question is, did the kids stay together? Did the coaches stay together? Are they going to transition well from 5U to 6U? Can the kids handle the big stage? Because the one thing about 6U, as we know, if you got a speed back, if you got somebody that can really fly, he's normally the difference maker of the game. And the thing that is always crazy to me about 6U is if he had the wrong type of cereal in the morning, he may have an off day. That man asked for Lucky Charms, and mama didn't feel like giving him Lucky Charms. She gave him Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and he just ain't feeling it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so you never really know. But the crazy thing about it is, the great thing about it is that all 4 teams that receive their automatic bids on 6U are locked in. So the other 4 teams really have something to kind of shoot at to make sure that they are up to caliber to these teams. Now, you said it first, man. You're talking about programs. You're talking about 4 programs that traditionally do very well at the younger age group. And I'm going to be the first one to tell y'all this. The 6U bracket is completely full. It's completely full at 8 teams. Now, I might be opening it up to 10 teams. might be opening it up to 10 teams. I hear if you want to get one of them spots, you might want to holler at DT and Warzone, right? But outside of that, this thing is locked down solid. So if you think you're supposed to be there, if your coach told you y'all was in there, I hope you're one of the 4 teams that registered, and maybe next week, maybe in a couple weeks. You know, AG a very busy guy. We got to make sure we can fit to his schedule. Next show, we'll talk about the teams that are locked in that didn't receive automatic invites. But with that being said, man, let's jump on in this 7U. Jump on in that 7U, show the people what the work look like. Corey, are you frozen? You're not frozen, Corey. Oh, you're moving. All right, Corey. Just making sure you move. All right, so 7U. Now, here's the thing, Corey. This is going to be a 10-team bracket. We gave out 6 automatic invites, and only 3 of them were taken. GEA, the defending 6U national champion. Bessemer Tigers, who, as we know, like you say, Big Bessemer, they always going to represent. Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, another organization that's always going to represent. In addition to these 3 teams, Corey, that means we have 7 teams that are stepping up to the plate. And here's the crazy part about it. I can tell you the teams that didn't take their invite. I can't tell you right now who those other 7 teams are that's in it, but I can tell you the teams that didn't take their invite. But before I do that, Corey, I'm going to let you talk a little bit about the teams that's locked in.
Yeah, so the returning champion GEA, they there, and they had a great run toward the national championship last year. Big Bessemer, they just they NC team. They're a YNC team, and on buses they show up. They love the competition, right? And then the Hurricanes, they're there too, and I don't see anybody really. I am missing some big names, so I want to know who didn't take it, because there's some big names on this age group that is not on here right now. Is all
right, so
there's some names missing.
I'm gonna hit you with one right now, straight out of South Florida. The Miami Garden Ravens didn't show up on 7U, man. I was kind of confused about that. But then I hear there was some shuffling of teams down in South Florida, and maybe they knew they was going to be, maybe they wasn't, et cetera, et cetera. Lauderdale Lake Vikings didn't show up on 7U, which is very strange because they always deep, especially at the younger age groups. Yeah. And then the AYF national champion, who we sent the invite to, the Valley Boys from California, told me they were coming. But when it came time to really step up to the plate, they didn't get it done. So, the question is it a little bit too early for them, right? Because maybe sometimes on the West Coast, they start their preparation a little bit later than everybody else, right? Or do they feel comfortable in their platform wheelhouse, right? Maybe they want to stay there. Or did somebody tell them, hey, you might not want to go over there and fool with that YC? It's a little bit different. I don't know, Corey. I don't know. What you thinking?
You know how it is, man. AYF in their own right, people kind of hold that up. But, YNC is really where you need to come and test yourself. If you AYF national champion, hats off to you. But do you want to be the best? And that's what you need to step out. And I mean, they should have came. I got the invite. Might well go ahead and take it. Test the waters.
Hey man, so it's some sharks in the waters.
It's some sharks in the water.
It's many that came over there. And realized it is a little bit different. So,
but it's something that came and then came back though too. Like I've seen people come and they saw what it was and they still came back, man. They still came back out there and competed.
No doubt. Let's jump on this 8U, Corey. Let's keep this thing moving so these people can get some sleep tonight.
All right.
8U. Look there at the bottom, Corey. We talking about a 12-team bracket. A 12-team bracket. And here's the crazy part, Corey. you see the 4 teams that locked in they automatic bid. So that means the other 8 teams are all teams that said, we good enough to beat Supreme. We good enough to beat SED. We are good enough to beat Big Bessemer. We are good enough to beat the North Henry Tigers. Like, man, that. I mean, just those 4 teams alone is fire. Now you talking about adding
That,
another 8 to
they,
it?
yeah, that'll be a battle amongst his own. Just those 4 teams, and 8 more teams. Now it's hey, I can't wait to see the rest of the list. That's gonna round this 8U out, and you know how Supreme is, man. Supreme is there to show out, but I don't see nobody backing down from him.
Well, let me tell you about the teams that did back down, right? Received the
Uh-oh.
automatic bids, chose not to take them. Lithonia Lions. And I was disappointed in this one. I really thought Lithonia was going to step up to the preseason and go big, right? But it's 12 teams now. This thing is locked down. West Orlando Jaguars as well. They didn't accept their invitation. Now, I don't know all the details on that. From what I was hearing from talking to different people as we was going through the process, there's some, there was some movement of coaches and movement of players and things like that. So obviously, as you know, as this transfer portal opens up, man, that always kind of changes how teams are structured, whether if a team is ready for a stage like that, right? But only time would tell. But I would tell you this, man. You take these 4 teams right here, and now you add the other 8 that has already locked themselves in and registered, man. It's crazy how thick that bracket is going to be. It's crazy how thick that bracket is going to be.
Yeah, that is already showing that's gonna be a show. It's gonna be YNC worthy.
So, AG, we're going to hit them with the 9U. And then we're gonna take a commercial before we go to 10U, because one of the teams that didn't accept an invite in 10U, man, it's gonna shock the whole nation, right? But let's hit them with the 9U right now before we jump over there. 9U teams that are locked in. And Corey, what's that number you see at the bottom again?
12 team bracket.
12 teams again. 12 teams again. And 5 of the 6 teams accepted their invite. Here's the crazy thing. You got Rare Breeds, defending national champion. You got Space City Bounty Boys, defending national runner-up. You got the Adamsville Tigers, who were the national champions the year before.
Mm-hmm.
You have Atlanta Elite, Georgia Power Elite. That's what GPE stand for, in case you was wondering, Corey. Atlanta Elite, Georgia Power Elite. And then you have the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. Guess who didn't take the invite? You're defending national champion from another platform by the name of the Frankfurt Chargers. Explain that to me, Corey. Like, I'm really trying to understand it. Explain that to me, why you don't walk into an event like this in the preseason. Help me understand it.
Well, I mean, it comes down to what you trying to prove to yourself, or do you want to be with the elite? You want to be amongst the best of the best, or you like, you know what, I'm okay with this shiny little trophy that I got from over here. Not knocking that trophy, not knocking it, because they work for it, right? Ain't no game won unless the game won. So yeah, it's pretty much, the stage, the platform is something that might be too big for them right now. You never know. 10U, they might show up. Let them win a back-to-back. Let them win a back-to-back over down the way, and then they come over here.
So my man Devin McMillan, he asked, why they not showing all the teams? Hold on, brother. Hold on. You let us promote this. Don't worry. We're going to show you all 12 teams. You let us promote this. We're going to show you all 12 teams. Take my word for this, though, Devin. Take my word for this, Devin. All those spots is locked in. All them spots is registered and paid for. We just gonna give it to you a little bit at a time, man. We can't make it that easy for y'all to scout these other teams. We just gonna give it to you a little bit at a time. If you with a team that didn't get an automatic bid, actually you got the advantage right now, because you already know who you need to scout. Rare Breeds don't know who else is in the bracket, right? Space City don't know who else is in the bracket, so this give you a couple weeks to kind of research your opponents a little bit. But don't worry, we're gonna release all the teams. Let us promote this, my boy. I like it though. I
Yeah,
like it. He
Devin wants to
anxious.
jump
He
the
anxious,
gun.
Corey. Yeah, he anxious.
Devin said,
Hey,
we need to
so
know who we
we're gonna hit this
playing
commercial,
right
man, and
now.
then we're gonna come back with the 10U. And Corey, we definitely gonna give you the floor and let you talk about this 10U team that didn't accept their invite. We'll be back.
All right. Right back.
Eastside Johnny, pull up with the rims, I lay real hard body. Running from the bottom, blood on my hands, ain't no dirt on my body. Whip back body, spin a block, it'll be a real big problem. Whole lot of priors, that's something you don't know nothing about it. Still that way, run up and feel that way. You can get this work, but the work don't ship, cause it really don't feel that way. Seen a whole lot of rapping and a whole lot of capping. Get chipped like ice, the prices went up, the checks come down from talking that spice out to me. You know I'm an east side hitter.
YC, we shooting a movie. Meet us on the set. We at YC. Battle test, generation next. YC, want to smoke. You know where it's at. At the YC with it. Gotta know it too. YC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Ay, YC. Last year we gave the folk the key to the YC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Ay, yeah, this is where it start at. Where your skills, where your rank, where your heart at. Where your fans, where your coaches, where your squad at. It's how you finish up the drill, it don't matter where you start at. Hey.
We back. Football Uncuts. Clayton Guillory here. My man Corey D4. I'm not gonna say Jefferson is in the building, right? And Corey, did you
What's
see?
up?
I don't know if you was watching the commercials. Did you see the
I
venue?
watched it.
Did you see the four turf fields and the turf stadium venue, man? I mean, that thing is sexy, isn't it?
So I watched it, and the whole time I'm looking at it, I'm like, why can't we have something like this in Texas? Like it seems like every place else, every other state get it, man. Football is life, and Texas is football big, but we got more soccer fields, man. That field look real good, real good.
Well, if we're being
It
honest, we
look,
have a
I
complex like
mean,
that in Texas. If
no,
we're
no, they
being
don't,
honest,
they
we have a
don't, they
complex
don't.
like that in Texas. Remember, you got the Round Rock complex, but some buffoons
Mm-mm.
that wouldn't remain nameless that don't know how to run tackle events have killed it for anybody to ever run tackle football events at those complexes because they let those refs get beat up in the parking lot instead of having
Yeah,
appropriate cops and appropriate security and managing the crowd the appropriate way. But hey, what do I know, man? You know, some people just looking in it for the dollar. Hey, but
wow.
so as we
Out
talk
here
about
speaking
10U,
these facts.
Corey,
Yeah,
as we talk about 10U, Corey, right? We're going to talk about probably one of the most competitive age groups that you have out there, right? And we're talking about an age group that one particular team has dominated. And man, let's just go and put it up there. Let's go and put it up there. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's dig into it. I mean, boom, and there it is. 5 out of the 6 automatic invites on how many teams, Corey?
It's a 12 bracket, 12 team bracket.
On a 12 team bracket. Here's the crazy part. That means, and I might be a little slow with the math, but that means if we got 5 locked in, that means you got 7 people that stepped up that feel like they can beat the defending national champion, Big Bessemer, right? That feel like they can beat Rare Breeze. They can beat So Icy. They can beat Dallas Elite. They can beat Lauderdale Lake Vikings, right? But here's the thing. When you a 3-time YNC national champion like Big Bessemer, right? When you say Big Bessemer, you got to cross your arms like this, Corey. When you're a 3-time national champion like Big Bessemer, this here, this is just a formality. This is just part of the process, right? This is just what they do. They've been doing it for so long. They have a recipe that you mix it the right way and poof, you're a national champion, just like that, right? But who's missing from this list, Corey? Who ran from their automatic bid?
Ain't Dallas Elite.
I see the comments. Everybody sees it. It ain't so icy. And I see the comments and everybody see it, right? And being from Texas, we're third coast born. That mean we what, Corey?
That mean we Texas raised.
Third coast born. That mean we Texas raised. To watch Gorilla Mob come to the YNC for so many years and get very close, right? I think that last year at the YNC, they were literally 1, maybe 2 plays away from upsetting Bessemer in the national championship. And then to watch them go to another platform and have some great success, but then also realize from talking to parents and coaches that they admit it was nowhere near as competitive. Not to come back and really challenge your kids, man. I don't understand that, bro. Please help me understand this, Corey. I just need some guidance right now, brother.
So I'm a little stumped by it too. Not because I believe that they don't have the talent, but I think really what it is, wins and losses do add up, and it mess with your psyche. In this football game, it mess with your psyche. You take a loss here, even though I'm in a game and I'm right there, I can win the national championship. I'm in the national championship, and I think it's overthinking it. I think it's like, you know what? We don't need this win. It's not a need though. You know what I'm saying? Them kids been on this stage for a while, right? If we talking about
they was birthed in it.
Yes. So they've been in this and they was built for this. The whole Gorilla Mob family was built for this. You know what I'm saying? Like from the way the coaches coach to all the way to how they dress. You know what I'm saying? They come out, they got the flyest uniforms when they come out. The helmet and the uniform match. What you doing that for? What you doing all that for to go over yonder way? But, listen, we don't know all the ins and outs, Clayton, right? I don't know all the ins and outs. But what I do know.
I talked to some people and, they say it's summer track national championships. And I understand that, but I always live by the policy of next man up, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I coached, I always didn't have kids in the preseason because of summer track or because you have 2 or 3 kids that are excellent baseball players and they battling for a national championship or they in the Little League World Series, right? I get that, but we found a way. We found somebody to step up because the purpose of it all is not how you look in July and August, Corey, but how you look in November and December. We just talked about that a little bit earlier with Space City. Space City in August was different from Space City in December. It's all about coaching, man. Like if one thing I will say about Bessemer, right? One thing I will say about Bessemer, I saw him deal with adversity. I saw him deal with where they wasn't just, running over people. Them tight games, them the games you want to win. Them are the games that YNC was built for, right? So, not to play in this tournament just because you're missing 1 kid, maybe 2. I don't know what the numbers is, but hey,
Gorilla Mob, I know, we know all of them personally. And with that being said, man, I don't know why they're not doing it, but maybe December come around and they didn't put on some good wins and they get another bid. Now having an
And the
automatic
crazy
bid
part
though,
is though. So Billy Parker got a good point. You can't go to YNC half loaded, but if we being honest, Billy, I guarantee you every team on this list that have automatic bids that's already locked in has somebody running at Summer Track Nationals, whether it's AAU, JOs, USA, whatever the platform is that they participate in. I guarantee it, because there's too much speed on the field. These kids are too athletic for nobody to be there. So I get what you're saying, Billy Parker, but then I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, man, everybody got to go through it. Everybody go through it.
And if your
Maybe
team is only
they
built
not as
off
deep.
one kid though, your team built off one kid, it ain't
Yep.
you're really shooting yourself in the foot from the beginning.
Pat, you know what you missed. We talking about your favorite team that you always hold it up on the pedestal every year, and every year they disappoint you.
In the my boy Pat.
But no, man. So listen, man. But for real though, I'm actually just kind of giving Pop Green a hard time, just because that's what we do. We talk noise back and forth to each other, man. Good luck to Gorilla Mob this year on whatever platform they decide to go tackle. And good luck to those kids, man. AG, let's jump into that 11U, big dog. Let's jump into that 11U. What are we talking about? The champs is here. The champs is here. The champs is here. That's only 3, Corey. You got to keep going. The champs is here. Give him a 5th one. The champs is here. Corey Jefferson.
That's a lot.
We are talking about the legendary.
Historical.
Ginormous. Voodoo.
Wow.
12-team bracket, Corey. 4 teams accepted their automatic bid. 2 teams didn't. But right now, you have a 12-team bracket that is locked and loaded, registered, paid, everybody ready to go. And the reason this is so rare, in my opinion, is because normally people run from Voodoo. But I guess this year at 11U, everybody think they got what it takes to knock them off their pedestal, man. SED gave them a good national championship game. Right? Matt Dolphins did a tremendous job last year preseason, and then won their platform, and they're coming back. Saw Boys always up to the challenge. I've never seen them run from anything. But to have 8 other teams, Corey, that feel like they can knock off the 5 going on 6-time national champion, what is it that these people think they know that we don't know?
Well, I don't know if they outright believe that they're gonna run over them. But what I do think is, we talk about this all the time. Voodoo's game plan, and they're gonna play good defense, and they're gonna grind. They're gonna run that ball. They're gonna run that ball. They're gonna run that ball. They're gonna what they call the Georgia Power blocking scheme. That old guy. They coming at you, man. These kids, from 7, 6 years old, they get out there and they line up. They ready to go downhill. Maybe these people are gonna come out and try to do something that other people aren't. I'm not trying to play bully ball with you. 11U. They starting to throw that ball around. I mean, I think you started with Chad at what 9, 10U throwing the ball around.
9. We was
maybe that's what
thing.
they think. Yeah, so maybe that's what they believe is that. And if you think about it, if you look back, they did give up some big catches, throughout that YNC through YNC last year. So maybe somebody sees some holes in the gaps. Maybe somebody sees something there that, hey, look, we can't run with them, but maybe we can air this ball out.
And let's talk about the 2 teams that didn't accept the automatic invite, man. Big Bessemer. They coming on multiple age groups, but for some reason that 11U didn't accept their invite. So I don't know. Are they still tweaking some things? Are there some guys missing? What could be the reason Big Bessemer decided not to take 11U? And West Orlando Jaguars. They're not coming. But again, I'm hearing different conflict and information about kids and coaches and things like that. And you know as well as I know, you lose 4 or 5 of the right kids, or you lose 2 or 3 of the right coaches, a team is not a team anymore.
Yeah,
So
you lose a lot.
this
The
11U
continuity and
division,
all that.
in my eyes, so I'm gonna go on the record and say I see Voodoo 6-time national champion. I mean, it just is what it is. I don't think nobody gonna beat him. But when you got 8 teams that say we think we can, this is uncharted waters for Voodoo, because I believe they are used to people running from them. So this is uncharted waters where they step into a tournament, they step into a bracket, everybody knows they're gonna be there, and they come to the bracket too. I've seen Voodoo step into a bracket in tournaments and teams all of a sudden half their team got COVID. You know what I'm saying? So
Not
it's
COVID.
true though.
Not COVID.
It's true.
Not COVID. Well, I mean, you just look at it. Look at the pedigree. Look at the coaches that are there. You want to talk about coaches not being there? This coaching staff is being very, very consistent, and they have an identity, and they're not going to change their identity for nobody. So, in my mind, I do like that everybody else is lining up saying, you know what, let's go out here and try. Because I remember. I don't know if you remember them. I know you do. I know you remember our RDU run and how teams was jumping in, jumping out.
Reggie had
playing,
them up. Hey, Reggie would register in tournaments under another name, and then when they show up, teams would just walk off the field.
Boom. Yeah. But I love Atlanta football because I don't think they run from anybody. Like it's teams that on the national scene that you don't hear about, but they sit up and play. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Voodoo, 2-3 games in already? They preseason for
they are.
Yeah, they preseason is like they mid-season. They not really, they already getting games. So with that being said, hey, hats off to every team that's jumping into the mix just to come in and tie it up with them boys on 11U, man.
So let's talk about 12U, right? Let's jump into this 12U. Now, Corey, for the past 4 or 5 age groups, we've been talking about 12 team brackets. As you get a little bit older, it starts to dwindle down, right? So now 12U, we're talking about an 18 bracket that is fully loaded and locked. So let me catch y'all up if y'all don't understand. 6U is an 18 bracket fully loaded and locked, and we're thinking about expanding it to 10 teams, right? So if you want to find one of those final 2 spots, if we expand it to 10 teams, holler at DT at Warzone, right? 7U, 10-team bracket, fully locked and loaded. 8U, 12-team bracket, fully locked and loaded. 9U, 12-team bracket, fully locked and loaded. 10U, 12-team bracket, fully locked and loaded. 11U, 12-team bracket, fully locked and loaded. Now we get to 12U, 8-team bracket, fully locked and loaded. And we have one team that did not accept their automatic invite because we gave out 4. But from what I've gathered, they merged with another team that is in the event. I can't give out that team's name that's in the event because I'm not releasing the names of any teams yet that didn't receive automatic invites. But we have Twin City, the defending national champion, coming back. We have the Georgia Eagles, the defending national runner-up. And if we're being honest, with those 2 teams, we're talking about the national champions over the past 3 to 4 years between the 2 of them. We're talking about DEA, who went and won nationals at another platform after falling in the semifinals at YNC. And then these other 5 teams, Corey, I believe they create a great bracket for this 12U age level. But my question for you is this: does Twin City have enough to repeat? Is this the year where Georgia Eagles, because the past couple of years they've been going Twin City, Georgia Eagles, Twin City, Georgia Eagles. Does that pattern stay the same? Or does DEA say, you know what, we finally know how to win it at the YNC with this age level, because they've won before with this team, because they've definitely won championships before.
Last year, Big 44 took the stage. Like, it was his game.
Hold on. Before you go any further. Big 44 not playing this year. He broke his leg.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
oh. So now you didn't throw a chink in
Hey,
the armor. Now
basketball.
I would
Basketball.
basketball. Was he dunking? Probably was
I-
dunking. So I would say this though. I would say this, man. Twin City showed a lot of grit, but he did show that he was a man amongst boys, right? And
yeah.
him not being there,
Yeah.
Georgia Eagle didn't back down. They running back, man. That boy can tote that rock, and hey, it could be that back and forth. But I will say this though, it's one thing I will give DA. They have some type of written underscore 12U they age group. 12U they tend to put together dynamic kids all over, and 12U usually the age group, so don't overlook DEA right now. I do think that Georgia Eagles, they got that in they got that sitting, they salivating. They gonna want to come back, and it's been a back and forth. And to me, one of the most dominant age groups where it ain't no one cut person, it ain't no one team, because Twin City wasn't supposed to win that game. Yeah, everybody had
So
Georgia
and
Eagles,
and
Georgia Eagles, Georgia Eagles.
and you're right. So DEA, their previous national championships have been on 12U and 13U. So correction, JL, not saying on this age level. I'm talking about with this particular team, this age level, this particular team, right? They always have had success at this age level, right? But at the same time, this group, as this group has traveled from year to year, it's been dominated by Twin City Outlaws and Georgia Eagles. Twin City Outlaws and Georgia Eagles. Teams have gotten close, but at the end, it's Twin City Outlaws and Georgia Eagles. Will we see the same thing this year, Corey? Or does that
Yeah, that's.
one year make that big of a difference?
I mean, I don't think the 1 year. I do think they have a lot of history with each other, and like I said, Georgia Eagle. I don't think they backing down. So Georgia Eagles is going to be. They're ready to fight for it, and like I said, not having 44, man, he really did change that team. I mean, he didn't change the team, but he really did play like lights out last year. So not having him is going to be something hard, not only for them to overcome, but also for the coaches. We've been talking about coaching. You're gonna have to coach now, buddy. And I think they can, though. I think they can. I think last year, 44, that was his breakout year. Like, that was his breakout year, because I believe he was on the team before.
Hey, so we will see how this thing unfolds. I'm seeing comments in the comment section saying that he played for Georgia Eagles. Listen, I can't tell you who he played for. All I know is I talked to Mama about a month ago, and me and Mama had a conversation that he wasn't playing this year because she felt it was best for him to rest that leg that he had just recently got over with from being broke. Now, if anything has changed in those past 30 days, then hey, I'm wrong. I'm just telling you what I heard from the lady that gave the man life. So,
Hey,
hey,
there you go.
we'll see how this thing rolls up. You never know.
That's all you
never
can do.
know. All right, so now, here's the thing. The only age levels that we have open spots on is 13U and 14U. And we gonna talk about this 13U thing, man. AG gonna put it up, man, because I gotta go on and dig into this, right? There were 4 automatic bids given for this 18 bracket on 13U, Corey. We gave an automatic bid, of course, to Big Zip, our defending YNC national champion. We gave an automatic bid to the Osceola Cowboys, who said, hey, we learned a lot at Nationals last year. We finna retool, and we are now ready to challenge Big Zip. Then we gave an invite to Texas Elite, who I felt like was ready to get locked in, and then whoom! Bull goes to the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. Arguably, well, not arguably, we talking about their best player. Arguably, the best player in the age level. The defending national champion on another platform, Watkins, we send them an invite. Now, again, they upset with me because they wasn't the number 1 team in the nation last year. And what I tried to explain to them, right, is that the team that you faced is not the team that was our national champion. It was a different team. you didn't beat the team that was our national champion. So our national champion is going to be number one, right? But
Makes sense.
I'm always going to be the bad guy, and I'm okay with that, Corey. But we still have spots open on this 13U bracket. Is Big Zip that scary that all these 13Us in the rest of these great United States of America gonna act like they don't see the registration link, they don't see the post, they don't know when the event is or anything like that? Talk to me about that, Corey.
Well, I mean, let's just be honest, right? What Big Zip did not last year, but the year before, I believe rocked that age group, right? So
Yep.
last year they went. Texas Elite actually showed that not only Bull is a monster, but that they had the team to play, right? So I don't understand them not taking it this
They had
time.
it.
I do understand
They
losing
had it.
Bull. I do understand losing Bull. That's you take Barry Sanders off the Lions, they probably don't win a game for years and years and years. So I don't know why teams are running though. You know what I'm saying? 13U, this is when the kids get bigger, faster, stronger. This is when you want to put your teams into, this type of play. And there's a lot of teams. I mean, especially when you get to the California, Arizona, all these teams got teams that they should off in here.
Listen,
Don't
brother.
tell.
Listen, man. Let's talk about who we know always have 13Us, right? We always know OG Duck's gonna have a 13U. We always know Air is gonna have a 13U, right? We always know Maryland Heat gonna have a 13U, right? We always know that there's gonna be 2 or 3 13Us in Florida somewhere with the different organizations they have. You always know that there's 2 or 3 great 13Us in Atlanta, right? You always know that there's 2 or 3 great 13Us in Alabama. DMV always has 4 or 5 13Us, right? I refuse to believe everybody has on track shoes. There's always 2 or 3 great 13Us in the Midwest. Kansas City always has a good 13U. Everybody tells me all the time about these organizations in Michigan and in Detroit and Ohio and Pennsylvania. They all have 13Us. But this year, everybody, Virginia has some great
The
13Us. The
DMV.
Carolinas always have good 13Us. But this year, everybody, they have logged into Nike.com. They ordered those new versions of the Nike Zooms, them track spikes, and they purchased a pair. They got them shipped overnight, right? Because they didn't want to wait. Got them shipped overnight. They tied them as tight as they could, and they got
They
in the
laced
blocks
up
and sprinted as far as way they could away from Big Zip. That's exactly what they're doing.
I mean, Big Zip.
It's crazy to me, man.
Big Zip was already scary, right? Big Zip is already scary, but Big Zip with Bull, and I saw the couple games that they played. Like I saw clips of it. Oh my goodness, that's another team that's playing in mid-season form, and we ain't even in July. So but
Chuck, you
might
don't worry
turn
about
around.
Bull real name. I want to know why one of your 13Us not coming down. That's what I want to know, Chuck. Chuck gonna say, well, I'm playing high school ball now, Clayton. I can't really put my hands on it like I used to. That's what he gonna tell me. That's exactly what he gonna tell me. Congratulations to Chuck, man. Do your thing out there. I ain't mad at you. So, well, Corey. Well, Corey, hey, man, we done talked about everything from 6U to 13U, right? I mean, we've talked about the automatic bids that have been locked in. We talked about the teams that didn't take their automatic bids, and we have, I don't know, hypothesized on why they didn't accept their bid, right? On our next show, man, we're going to go ahead and start dropping the names of those teams that have stepped up to the challenge and said, hey, we want to challenge the best. We want to challenge the best teams in the country. We want to step on the most competitive platform and show what our kids are made of, man. So before we get out of here, Corey, man, let me ask you one final question. One final question, Corey. You are a youth football coach. When you go to practice this week and your parents say, hey, Corey, we want to challenge. We want to go to the YNC. How do you prepare them for it? Because you've seen it firsthand. You've seen it. It's not like you're gonna sugarcoat it for them. How do you prepare them for it?
So the first thing I tell the parents is that it ain't really about if you want to go there, right? It's about how we prepare it beforehand. Like you can't just say I want to go somewhere, right? Everybody might want to go to Disney World, but if you ain't got the coin to go to Disney World, do you go? Probably not. So I'll tell them, to be honest with you,
Say probably not.
Probably not. But I'll tell them, and I'll be honest with them, like, man, it comes down to how hard these kids, how much work these kids put into their craft, right? It's not about the getting there. It's about what it happens while you do it when you get there. Attendance. Everybody got to be here, right? I got one practice with 10 people, another practice with 20 people. No, I need everybody bought in. And then you gotta remove that I'm the star and everybody become a team. Like to get to YNC, you gotta have a team. You gotta have a team built from the ground up. Parents gotta be involved. The organization gotta be involved. Like Big Bessemer, they got a whole city behind them. You know, they got a whole county or city, whatever it is. They got all them behind them. So that's the type of culture that they need to understand that we have to cultivate just to get to the YNC, just to even start talking about it. If we don't have that type of culture where everybody's bought in and everybody's selling out for to get there, then no, we can't. There's no reason for us to walk across this, go to Alabama and I show up with, 12 kids. That ain't how it works. Now, I did see a team that went around with 13 players, 14 players. Remember Maryland Heat? Yeah.
Maryland Heat used to travel. Coach Jarvis, he would travel with only 13, 14 kids and would go around and play some big games and get some big wins. Yeah. He also took some big L's too. But it also reminds me of last year preseason with the Mac Dolphins. I think Mac Dolphins came down with maybe 16, 17 kids. And they did a phenomenal job in the preseason. And I think it paid off for them because they left that preseason event and they were able to go dominate their platform and win a national championship. And Coach Jawan has done it for many, many years with his organization. He'll come to YNC preseason. Does he win it? Maybe he doesn't. But then he'll go and win the national championship in his platform. And I think that the coaches that truly understand, right? And I get it. We've put a lot of value in this, right? Where we talking about national rankings and starting off the season and the big, huge crystal plaque that we gave our national champions last year and the preseason national T-shirts that we gave the kids for winning it. Like we've put a lot into it. So I understand there's a little pressure, but the big picture is this. If you use it to prepare your kids, the goal at the end is easier to accomplish. And I think that's what we got to look into it, man. We got to look into it, man. So
think about the losses before they think about the overall, the big picture. You got to think about that big picture. Even if you lose, and we talked about this, you can always change that, turn it around, and become an even more dominant team. If you out here giving out 50 O's all day long, and then you step in front of somebody that can hit you back in the mouth, how you gonna deal with that adversity?
It's tough. So listen here, brother, man. I'm not going to hold you up all night. I'm not going to hold everybody else up night, man. We appreciate y'all locking in with us tonight on Football Uncuts. Like I said, next time we get on, me and my man Corey D, we're going to hit you guys with all the teams that have stepped up to the plate. They didn't get an automatic invite, but when that registration opened up, they were the first ones to get themselves locked in, and they want to be recognized on the biggest stage, and we're going to give it to them, man. Shout out to my man AG in the back on the ones and twos doing what he does. He the best in the business. Clayton Guillory, Corey Jefferson. Hey, man, we out.
Peace out.
Listen to the drum sounds.
Let's take them for the YNC. You shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YNC, battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, YNC, want to smoke. You know where it's at the YNC with it. Gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YNC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, YNC, last year we gave the folk the key to the wine seat. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the wine seat? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Ay, yeah, this is where it start at. Where your skills, where your rank, where your heart at. Where your fans, where your coaches, where your squad at. It's how you finish up the drill, it don't matter where you start at. Hey, this is where all the gangs get litty. Hey, yeah, tell me who gon' take it back to they city. Yeah, hey, this is where all the greatest teams be. Game week, yeah, you know where to find me. Let's take them for the wine seat. We shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at wine seat, battle tested, Generation X. Hey, wine seat, wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the wine seat with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, wine seat, yeah, that's where everybody be. Hey, wine seat. Last year we gave the folk the key to the wine seat. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the wine seat? Pull up when I get out here. Let's take them for the wine seat. We shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at wine seat, battle tested, Generation X. Hey, wine seat, wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the wine seat with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, wine seat, yeah, that's where everybody be. Hey, wine seat. Last year we gave the folk the key to the wine seat. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the wine seat? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Hey, wine seat, can anybody beat rare breed at the wine seat? Voodoo going for a 5P at the wine seat. Big zip, solid concrete at the wine seat. Adamsville coming back to eat, yeah. Wine seat, Bessemer got 2 different teams in the wine seat. Them Buckeyes gon' crush them by the dreams at the wine seat. And beat that cause it ain't no in between. Hey, who leaving out of Florida with that ring? Let's take them for the wine seat. We shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at wine seat, battle tested, Generation X. Hey, wine seat, wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the wine seat with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, wine seat, yeah, that's where everybody be. Hey, wine seat. Last year we gave the folk the key to the wine seat. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the wine seat? Pull up and I get out here and freeze.